Well, good evening there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cameron TV Cooking, or Catalyst Games Cooking, whatever you would prefer to call it. Now today you join me for a little bit of a different take on our usual meals. I kind of thought I had a taste of the Korean, I felt I want some of that today, and I haven't really cooked any Korean food before, so this is all new. I do have a behind the cocoa box here. Just move out of the way. Whoop. I do have here, as you can see, a steamer, bamboo steamer, whatever the hell it's called. Anyway, so that kind of got me going. I want some dumplings, but I don't want to buy dumplings. Dumplings are quite expensive these days. So what I want to do is make my own dumplings. So I thought, alright, I'll look up some Korean dumpling recipe. So what we've got here is a recipe here for essentially what's named as Korean dumpling or Mandu, whatever you prefer to call it. That kind of recipe didn't cover how to make the dumpling dough. The one I've just looked at does. So I'll tell you how to make the dough for the dumpling first. This is the dumpling wrapper rather than having to go out and buy one. So all you need is plain flour, water, salt. There you go, job done. You essentially combine 2 cups of flour with half a cup of water with a tablespoon of salt. Just, half a tablespoon of salt. You then combine these in a bowl using a wooden spoon, just mix it. And then once it becomes a lump, you knead it a little, a couple of minutes, 3 or 4, and then once it's again been made a little bit softer, you stick it in a zip-up airtight bag. You want the air out of it. You leave that on the side for a little while. Here's one I've got here that's waiting. You leave out for 30 minutes to allow it to basically get a lot more softer. Now while that's going on, we're going to sort out the filling for the dumpling, because we're going to go back to those a little later to make them a little more leaner. So what do we need for the filling? Right, so for the filling we need 1 pound of lean ground beef or pork. Now I don't have any beef and I don't have any pork with anyone. I have instead got chicken. This is some chicken I defrosted earlier, which, well, I'm still defrosting. Some of it's in there. I've just minced it basically, just like chopping board, chopped it into bits. I assume that's the same as ground. I mean, if I want to go even further, I could scoop it up and put it in the grinder and properly grind it down, but I don't think that would be necessary for what we're doing. It's finely chopped as it is. So you chop up the chicken, put that in one bowl. We need to finely chop some onions, finely chop some cabbage. Don't have any tofu, so let's leave that out. Not really. We're going to do this British style now, so we're just going to leave the tofu out. Mainly because I haven't got the time to walk down to Chinese stores and they're all closed. I don't have sweet potato noodles, which is what the recipe asks for, but what I do have is the standard 45p cheap noodles. It just says soak the noodles just soak them basically, and then once they're soaked you get them out and you finely chop them as well. So we've got some noodles there. I'm going to chop that up a little later. Just see? Good. Right, so we also need some sesame oil, some garlic, some soy sauce, some salt, pepper, and that's it. That's the dumplings done. We also tonight are going to make some normal noodles, beef noodle, but of course we don't have beef, so chicken noodles. Now what makes Korean noodles unique is that apparently they're quite spicy. They like to have a punch to them. So otherwise they're fairly straightforward. Spring onions, I don't have any spring onions, so we'll deal with normal onions. Spring onions, beef, I don't have beef, so we're using chicken, and obviously a lot of chili and spice. Now I don't have their standard types of chili, but what I do have is a chicken and steak seasoning there. Oh, we also use ginger. Some garlic. I have garlic and the powder, and a little bit of this Italian hot chili stuff from earlier. So we'll mix that all in, and that should be that. Now I'll just show you again the other ingredients we have. And I'm going to pause it there, and you're going to come back to me when we're a little bit closer to the finish line. Okay, see you later. Hello there guys, welcome back. Now, I've just roped in the help of my good neighbour Mel here. Okay, this is still technically me doing Duke of Edinburgh cooking. And we have put together a large array of dumplings there. So the next stage is to make some chicken skewers. Now, it's quite late at night or early in the morning, depending on what the time is right now. So probably not the best time to get started on chicken skewers, or to finish them anyway. Now the recipe for this is a little bit different. We're going to be making a marinade to go with the chicken. This is what makes it distinctively Korean. Now Korean chicken skewers are usually known for their spice and some of their heat as well. You know, it kind of goes with everything it seems. Mel will probably understand more, so I'm not going to ask Mel in case I'm wrong. So what we've got here is the ingredients we have is just like 12 wooden skewers. Well, I don't have 12, but we're just kind of leaving them down there. You have to soak them for an hour, and this is basically just so that when you start cooking them, they don't burn. I think a lot of you have put skewers in before and they've burned. This is how you stop that from happening. You soak them, they absorb the water, you throw them in with your various bits and bobs, and you're done. The other aspect is we get some chicken breast and we cut it into pieces. Now I've got some chicken breast here prepared ahead that has been cut into little tiny pieces, some cubes. Alright, that's from a normal chicken breast. Defrosted it in water, chopped it up. We also need to get ourselves some grated ginger. Well, I don't have grated ginger per se, but I do have garlic powder. Okay, I'm just going to put that back in because I have normal garlic. We have no grated ginger. Mel, do you have any ginger?
I might.
You do?
I think maybe.
Okay, so we have ginger. We'll get back to that later though. We also need some finely chopped onion. I've already chopped some onion ahead of time. We need some soy sauce. I have soy sauce. We need some sesame seed oil. We need some brown sugar. I have some light brown soft sugar here from when we were making brownies before. Oh. Korean seasoning. Oh gosh. And we have some salt and some pepper. So that's all we have to do, and you're basically just going to combine all of this together, put it in the so you combine it, put it in a freezer bag, then you want to mix with the chicken. That goes away in the fridge for 2 hours. Obviously ours is going to be going in overnight, so you know, marinade is going to be well kind of absorbed by the chicken. That's the idea. Normally for this recipe, this is chicken skewers, so we're fine. So that will be absorbed, and then it's just a simple matter of cooking it really. But you know, we'll get back to that later.
No ginger, I'm afraid.
Anyway, see you later guys when we're cooking the buns. Of course, so aside from that, we also still have to make the noodles tonight. I'll get back to you then. Alright, welcome back guys to my kitchen nightmare. Just kidding. So, where you catch me is we're now quite far along a different process. Remember earlier we were talking about making the noodles and chicken kind of stock brew, whatever you call it. Well, here we are in those final stages. As you see, I've got a four kind of things set up here. I've got right at the far end, we have our dumplings. Now, as you can see, they're basically finished. We steamed those. Now, with the water that we were using to steam those, I was cooking the noodles right here. You know, Mel's lowered them. Hello, Mel in the background. We've just kind of softened those, so hopefully they don't stick. In the background, we have the stock kind of going. You know, we've got a mixture of some chilies, some chicken stuff, some sesame seeds, all kinds of stuff, what have you. And down here we've got the chicken being cooked as well.